Okay, and everything is up and running. Wonderful. So, where we had left off last time, the Foundlings had started making their way to the city of Orcus to primarily go and learn more about Hugmug and learn about his origins whilst trying to gather some clues on how to progress further towards their main objective of getting into the nine circles of hell and finding Matron. And we had ended up on a rather sweet scene between Marcel and Xavier, as Xavier had spent some of his time being out in the battering winds and the freezing cold of the night to create some windbreaks to essentially prevent the camp itself from being ripped into by the harsh winds of the night. And we return to that same night in a dream. Florian's dream. You are in a strange space you're not quite familiar with. It almost seems like a sort of waiting room. An office. Leading into an office where you can hear the allure of a woman's melodic voice calling out to you. And the doors creak open. What are you doing, Florian?
Um, am I like, do I have my body and everything, or am I like,
Yep. You are
okay, cool.
essentially fully lucid dreaming, so you have control over your own movements.
Fully lucid dreaming?
Yeah. So it feels like
Okay, so
basically
I
you're
will
just
fly
existing normally.
over. I will fly over to the door.
And you manage to a small extent. You float slightly, but you notice that this dream is not entirely under your control.
Okay, I'll go. Damn it. And I'll
So
walk normally.
you basically as if you had like the float spell active. You float like a couple of feet off the floor at your own will. But sitting in this office upon a large stone throne is a very beautiful humanoid woman that looks like who has a visual combination of almost like machinery and crystal that composes up the non-humanoid elements of her body. It almost looks like a kind of like crystalline machine cyborg situation. As she looks down at you and greets you. "'Tis a pleasure. Please, help yourself to a seat, little Farseer."
Oh, hi. Florian doesn't really know how to do things around like the divine or whatever, so he'll like just wave and then maybe half bow and then walk over to a seat.
You notice her eyes watching you. She has a great smile on her face that is filled with adoration and affection, the same way that a mother may look at their child. "So, my little Farseer, how are you handling your present situation?"
I almost died today.
And yet you didn't.
Yeah.
You may not believe me, but you going to get those blankets that are, after following the intuition, we shall call it, the little vision of the future, changed fate in a way where you would not have perished. Had you not gone to those blankets, you may not have survived that ordeal.
Cool, I'm glad I did.
and you watch as she reduces down in size. So this is like gone from like a 20 something foot woman, more down to your size, at a comfortable she stands at a comfortable 5 foot in height as she approaches you. You know, I must admit you are less fearful of me than some.
You seem very friendly.
Yes, I am. At least I would like to think I am anyway. And she ponders for a moment. I would like to offer you a deal of sorts. Nothing of the demonic or infernal that you've been having to avoid so far. You happen to be heading to Eldaris at some point on your travels, yes? In the hopes of finding your parents.
Yeah.
And how would you feel about... She ponders for a moment. You notice her ponder again for a moment. How do you feel about becoming a true Farseer?
What does it mean?
You would be able to see the parts of the future. Be able to witness and envision things beyond time and space itself. To view the very strands of fate that keep this world turning. In response to that, and in some form of repayment, you would follow my words. Think of it as not a champion of sorts, but a follower. I would be able to empower you with these abilities to help you find your matron.
Sounds cool. As long as you wouldn't want me to do anything bad, that would be good, I think.
She ponders for a moment. There is but one downside to these powers that I would offer. And she looks at you as though almost assessing you for a moment. These powers, if overused, may drain the very life force that sustains your being. So you must be conscious and careful of making use of them. Do you think you are capable of handling such responsibility?
I think so, yeah. Maybe I should ask my siblings first.
She shakes her head. This is not something that they should be pulled in for. You, as a potential Farseer, must make this decision yourself. For the influence of the Night Mother grips one of your companions. The other, a godless gentleman. Another, whose soul is, she ponders, potentially spoken for already. And the young girl has no understanding of us greater gods, aside from the Night Mother being attached to one that she calls sister. Can you carry the burden?
I think I would like to.
You would like to.
Yes.
And so she very gently places a hand upon your chest. Her touch is light and almost ethereal in nature. It almost feels as though a gentle breeze, entirely centralized on that palm pressed to your chest. And you feel your heart, the beating of your heart, grip tightly and relax. Grip tightly and relax. And that's when you notice a faint purple glow emanating from your chest. It is done, little Farseer. From here on out you shall carry my name. And do not fret. Do not fear. I will be watching. And should I believe that you need guidance, I will offer it.
Thank you.
And like that, the dream fades. And you awaken to the sound of wind as you sit up in your bed to find that everyone else has fallen asleep.
Is it still night?
It is still night, but you notice the sound of wind is quite quiet. You notice, much to your amusement, that sitting in the tent, everyone else has gone into the little cubby holes, just as you had. And as you poke your head out, you see Xavier just sprawled across the floor. Marcel sat near him, having also fallen asleep. You are the only one
Are they
awake.
asleep?
They are
Ah,
completely soundo.
I will maybe work on the scarf I was making for a bit and then go back to sleep if it's still too late.
It's still quite late, yes.
Yeah. So I'll do that for a bit and then go to sleep and think about Etro and things.
Hmm. And so, the night presses on. You end up going back to sleep, where the next morning rolls in. You and your companions wake.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, that was a rough night.
Good morning.
Good job because in blankets,
Everyone,
huh?
I had a dream. Guys,
Oh?
guys,
Oh, was it
I had a
what
dream.
was your
Um,
dream?
I was visited by Etro, and she said she would make me a true Farseer, and in return, I would have to follow her. And it was
Is
really
that
cool.
true?
Etro is a goddess.
Oh, that's
Okay.
cool. I had a dream that I fell into a hole.
Uh-huh. Was that the end
Not
of
as
the
cool as
dream?
your dream. Yeah,
Very short dream.
yeah. And not as cool as seeing a god.
Are you sure you actually saw them, or is it just a dream?
I think it felt really real. Um,
Florian,
yeah.
You feel at the questioning of whether or not what you saw was real. You notice a very faint purple glimmer underneath the fur on your chest, just above where your heart is.
Oh. Do other people see it?
No, strangely enough. You are the only one that
Hmm.
notices it.
I think it was definitely real.
Okay. Who's up for breakfast? Us? We'll loot food.
Well, are you going to accept this deal?
I did.
You did.
Oh,
Hmm.
Okay.
oh dear.
Was there any terms to it
Well,
beyond just?
Um, just that I have to follow her words.
Okay. Don't particularly like living by anyone else's rules, but your life, your choice.
Oh, and that I shouldn't use it too much, the powers too much, because it might hurt me.
Hurt you.
And it might like drain my life force or something like that.
Oh goodness. That is not good.
oh.
So I have to be careful with it.
I'm guessing the thing where you saw the weather and all that, that was using your powers.
Um, I think yeah, that was I guess a part of it.
So, in other words, we can see future events, so long as we don't do it too much, otherwise it would hurt Flory.
Yeah,
Cool. And yes, breakfast sounds pretty good.
yes, breakfast.
Florian, if I may direct
Mhm.
your attention to the bottom of your abilities page. That'll be
I
all.
did notice that my abilities was filled with NAs,
You'll notice that
and
I
now
have
it's
adjusted
gone.
it. I have adjusted it. There is something new.
Yeah,
A blessing from
bonus
your new
action.
pact.
As a bonus action, the fast save increase. Yeah.
And so
It has no maximum uses or remaining uses.
I would like to draw your attention to the failure rate.
Um,
Failure rate.
no, it says multiply to a maximum. Increase the cost of everyone's spell one. 20 plus 20% off. Then increase the
So breakfast is made, and as you emerge from the tent to go and have a look, have a little poke about, see what the damage is, and that's when the rest of you notice the windbreaks that have been brought up around the tent, and the fact that the winds around where you are a lot gentler.
Behold, the reason we didn't freeze to death.
Well, I would not say that
I'm so happy.
Mm, it was pretty fucking cold before you put that up.
Wait, this is Xavier?
Yes.
Huh. Thanks. Anyways, breakfast is
Thanks,
ready.
Xavier.
And Xavier
Breakfast.
seems a little almost bashful as he hands everybody.
My hero.
Shut up. Oh god. Anyway, so
Soup.
Soup.
And Marcel immediately snatches a bowl. Scampers up to the other corner of the room.
you are fortunate enough that you snatching the bowl does not spill hot soup over you. You are very fortunate in that manner.
They're
Anyway,
afflicted with burning.
more like I would
Scalding.
roll I would roll a d4 water damage for you scalding yourself. It's a full sleep, so yeah, double check. So you should be at full health anyway. And for our spellcasters, after that long rest, you should have regained MP equal to your cast levels. That's 4 points back for each of you.
Yippee! Cool.
I will apply that to your sheets. Or apply that to your tokens. For those of you that are not proactively looking at the level 20. So they feel that's easier. You need spellcasters. Anyway. So you prepare to get travelling again. Xavier taking a little bit of time to basically knock down, or like dispel the windbreaks so that the compacted earth reverts back to its regular place. Almost just like slides down the same way that like like the kids' toys with like the blocks in the holes. Essentially that with the windbreaks, and the winds around you revert back to normal strength, hitting a little harshly, but not badly enough that it would feel like you're freezing over. So yay. And as you're traveling, there's a surprisingly merry and positive sort of atmosphere about you as you travel. That is until you see in the distance a large whiff of smoke, like a small chimney rising up. And then a very, very, very large wall made of sharpened logs that stretch much further than your eyes could inherently see. Like it stretches out for quite a distance. You can hear these loud like shouting and chanting from inside. And I do believe it's only Hugmug that can read Orc.
Yes.
And Hugmug, you read the sign on the entrance of the gate. You have arrived at Orcus. It seems as though you have been quite fortunate to have arrived here a bit sooner than initially expected. Would you like to roll an Arcana check on yourselves?
Myself?
Yes.
All of us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
That is a 22.
20.
22.
22. Hugmug.
14.
14. And then Scoria, if you're
Yeah.
rolling for yourself.
I totally have my dice 1 second.
It's alright, take your time.
12.
Well, so you notice that your bodies are empowered
Ooh.
with what seems to be some sort of magical effect. And as you're trying to figure out what this is, you can hear Mason chuckling to himself. I knew that putting those special peppers in that soup was a great idea. Oh, y'all okay?
What have you done? Have you poisoned us? No, I'm kidding.
Why would I poison you?
I said I'm kidding.
Okay. Well, I may or may not have picked up some special peppers. Oh, what were they called again? They're called running pimentos. It's
Not going to give me
adorable.
the runs, are they?
No. Apparently they're supposed to make you faster on your feet. Seems like that's the case since it was supposed to be quite a few days before we got here. And here we are. Huh. I guess. As he looks somewhat guilty.
Pretty cool. I have lots of energy. I feel like I can run for days.
Well, that's handy.
And he starts running on the spot.
Please don't.
What? Exercise is important for a fit and healthy body.
You're talking to me about that of all people.
It's more of a general PSA.
I don't think we need a PSA, Marcel. So you arrive in the city of Orcus. It is loud. It is noisy. You can see various levels of questionably clad orcs wandering through this city, and you notice immediately that it is a very, very tribal-esque city of different bestial species, varying from orcs to wolvenites to different types of dragonborn. But a lot of the clothing here seems to be made out of animal furs. At least what's more in the outer districts. There seems to be a lot of normal clothing in amongst it, but you are noticing a lot of heavy tribal thematics throughout the place.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Very interesting.
And you notice, Hugmug, very quickly, that there is a very notable mix of cave bear folk in amongst the crowds of the inner sections of the town. As I presume that you as a group will be trying to find lodgings?
Yeah.
Unless you want to
There's
spend another night.
bears here. No, we're finding a lodge.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Let's find a place to stay.
Don't listen to anyone else. We're finding a lodge.
Wow, that is
Fair.
remarkably well spoken of you, Huckmark.
No.
Right.
Like comfort.
I like the idea that Huckmark can just occasionally lose their shit and just speak perfectly well pronounced and just dumb and everything.
Yeah.
Hugmug goes from mumbling to no, we're finding a bedroom.
No.
Oh, Christ.
Just becomes Throck for 0.2 seconds. Anyway, so you're wandering through the city, and it occurs to you, of all people, Hugmug, that the people around you are very similar to you. You notice there are quite a few cave bear folk and orc crossbreeds of various sizes and shapes. As you're all trying to find lodgings for the night. At least, so you have somewhere to leave your things.
Gonna poke Florian into there. No. I don't. A bear rock. And I got an apple.
Oh no!
Apple
Don't use that.
No.
Don't use that.
Didn't process them. Got that.
So, let's see. Yep, you guys end up
What of
finding.
me?
You end up finding lodgings very quickly.
Oh.
It is a rather large-looking inn called the Boar Tusk.
Ooh.
And a lot of the buildings here seem to be made of like wood and things along that line. And as you go up, I'm presuming one of you will be going up to the counter to book the room for the night. Who would that be?
Yes.
Oh, I can do it.
Alright, Takamaka, if you want.
Okay.
Go
Hello.
for it, big guy.
And so you go up to the counter, and it appears to be a rather young-looking woman, by your approximation. Comes up to the
Okay.
counter. What appears to be a very radiant-looking young woman, with large patches of dark black fur on her exposed skin. Hiya. How can I help you?
Hello. We would like to book enough rooms for how many of us are there? 9.
7.
9? I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
7.
6, 7.
Lauren, don't go help.
Alright. And,
7 people.
so,
2 rooms.
that's 7 of you for how many nights?
1?
1? Alright. Let me have a look, dear. Let me see what I've got. And she shuffles off to go and grab this big fucking book. And you realize each of the pages is not paper, but leather. And she's using a type of charcoal to basically write out the details. You can see that the leather itself is very dark. And you watch her lick her thumb and basically smudge off whoever was in the room previously. And, whose name am I putting down? Whose name's it under?
Oh, I'm Hogmog.
And she stops in her tracks for a second and looks at you. Hogmog, huh? I don't suppose
Yes,
you...
my name's Hogmog.
What's your last name, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I'm just Hogmog. I don't know my last name.
You haven't got a last name? Well,
No.
it just so happens that we have a high priestess living in the camp who's got a very similar name to yours. Her name's Juglug.
Joblog. Oh, that's so funny. I'm Hogmog, and this Joblog.
Well, anyway, pardon my intrusion. I'll get the room booked in for you. And, how are you paying for the room?
Oh, we could pay in kind smiles. No, I'm joking, obviously, in Gil.
And you notice that she looks down at Florian. I'm presuming you ain't gonna,
Foundlings.
is he, sentient? Or is he one of those, Kate Siths that I've seen walking around? You know, their pelts go for quite a bit
No,
on the
no,
market.
he's sentient. He's just a
I
little
what?
guy.
Can I pick him up?
You may.
Yes.
Picking Florian up.
Okay, so you pick up Florian, and the woman...
Look, he's sentient.
The woman looks Florian over. Ah, sorry about that, love. Just a merchant keeping out her appraisal eye, you know.
Yes,
Okay.
no, I get it.
Anyway, should probably introduce myself. My name's Michelle. Nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. I'm Hogmog.
Your room's just down there on the right. Don't worry about the resident across the hall. He's a bit moody before he has his morning coffee.
Oh, okay. We'll avoid him.
And so she goes back to doing whatever she was doing beforehand, you know, counting coin. And you notice that she has not taken any payment from you. But does not seem to push
Oh.
for it.
Do you, not want payment for the room?
Oh, well, I can't be going charging somebody who seems, dare I say it, you might be the son that the High Priestess is missing. If you're not, then I'll,
Missing?
yeah.
Whoa, this is news. You just said that we had funny names. I didn't know that the High Priestess had a missing son.
She ponders for a moment. Well, yeah, essentially, and she thinks for a moment. How do I explain it to you, love? Simply put, you know, most citizens have rather unique naming patterns to themselves and their kids and whatever. And since she's well, good old Juglug, she's quite a unique naming pattern. Thought you might know her. If not, I can take money off you now.
Well, I am someone's son, and I am missing, so maybe. Let me go talk to her. But obviously, if I'm not, then you know, I would. I'd of course pay.
No problem, love.
I'm just gonna go this way. I'm just gonna go find. Yeah. Okay. Goodbye.
And
Is this the right direction?
Sorry, might we find the High Priestess?
Oh, easy, love. If you follow the loud bongos, you'll find them eventually. Wardrum, they're practicing. She's teaching some of the new kiddos how to play the war drums.
Oh, cool.
But your best bet, go and look. There's a big old wooden chapel type building up the road, with a big old symbol marked in fresh ox blood on the wall. I wouldn't recommend taking your bull friend though. They've got a bit of a
Maybe
disposition.
we'll leave him behind. Oh, I'm sure Marcel would want to stay with him.
Sure, I can keep you company.
Wink. Wink, wink.
That's not what I was getting at.
So subtle.
No more winking.
We're just canonizing that,
come
then, the
on.
fact that Hugmug just occasionally snaps.
Come, Florian and Scoria.
Becomes perfectly fluent.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yes, we're all ignoring the fact that Hugmug becomes perfectly fluent. Random points.
Pardon me.
Properly spoken, like Mug isn't real. He can't hurt you.
We would just occasionally like do a group
What's the High
hallucination.
Priestess's name again?
Juglug.
Juglug.
Something.
Juglug.
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 It's in the chat.
You were okay there, sorry.
Sorry, I was burping again.
Fair.
Anyway,
Chug lug.
chug look. Chug look.
So,
Glug, 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 glug,
are you
glug.
going to locate the High Priestess?
So we're leaving Mason at the end.
Yes.
Are you? So you're leaving Mason behind,
I don't know, are we?
and that's more of a
Yes.
question. Than
Yes,
statement,
we are.
Okay,
I believe we
We're
were-
leaving Mason behind with Marcel.
Marcel, do you want to be left behind?
I mean,
He
Good
just said
mate.
yes.
we got to make sure Mason is okay.
Xavier also is
Yeah.
Is
Xavier can
Xavier staying behind as well?
It depends on whether you would like to be present for the potential meeting of a.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, well then Xavier is getting left behind.
Just feel bad, that's all.
They'll fight to the death for your affection.
You just come back and there's like you just come back and fucking Xavier's like choking the life out of Mason.
Somebody doesn't understand polygamy.
What makes you think Xavier would win?
That's actually a good point. See now I'm gonna sit there and try and figure this out. Anyway, so you end up heading down the road to go and locate this High Priestess, leaving Mason and Xavier back at the inn with your belongings. And much to Michelle's credit, she did give you correct information as you get to this rather large wooden structure that vaguely resembles a sort of chapel. And inside you can hear the beating of drums.
Oh God.
Okay, I guess we'll go in. Hello?
And so you go in, and there are a few pews lined up along the sides of the walls, and a large, chesty orcish woman is sat in the center of like a semicircle of younger orc men and women that are she is teaching to play the drums. She doesn't seem to initially notice your presence.
Oh, hello? Hello?
Are you just standing there saying hello? Or are you approaching the semicircle?
Yes. I'm
Okay.
approaching a little bit cautious. Hello? Hello?
Hold on. Sorry, I'm being distracted. I'm being distracted by
I was like, hello, hello from the other side.
I must have felt it.
wait for Marcel's player to sit down, so I'm not being distracted by him prancing back and forth trying to sort out tea. And so you approach the circle, cautiously and slowly. Hello. And so the woman stands up. Oh, I am Joe. And how may I? And
No, I'm Hogmog.
roll an insight check for me, Hogmog.
Oh. Okay.
Inside time. Oh, 11.
You realize that this you and this woman may or may not share some sort of connection, as you see tears well up in her eyes. Just not gonna look. Sorry, I'm just not. I'm just not gonna look at Marcel's player because he's smiling. I can't. I can't focus. Well, it was that, or I try and sound like Dory trying to talk to whales in Finding Nemo.
Whoa.
Exactly. Trying to impersonate. Trying to like. Shh, just stop.
Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Continue.
I don't believe you.
No, because I'm smiling, so I can't form the facial expression to maintain that voice.
You don't even want to know what I look like when I'm doing the hug mug voice.
I can imagine. My little hug mug. Aww. And she grabs hold of you, and unfortunately, well, actually, no, very much unfortunately, you feel this crushing pressure around your head as you are, what, 7'3"? Yeah, you're 7'3".
Yeah.
You've inherited a lot of your height from your mother, clearly, as she stands at the same height as Mason and Xavier. Don't blame me, blame the dice. And so you are basically suffocated by her over-the-shoulder boulders.
Mummy.
Just say tits.
No.
Breasts.
Oh my god.
That's great. For context, there's a little light on the top of my microphone that flashes red when I peek it. And it just flashed red when I did that.
You peeked it.
Imagine smoke.
I didn't even do that much, I just moved close to it. Note to self, I can't do that. Oh, my little baby, he's home. Oh.
I can't take this seriously. I can't believe
You have to.
Why are you here?
I'm smiling too much, damn it. Oh, stop laughing, you fuck. Sorry, I'm trying my best to maintain a serious energy. And just Marcel over there
I feel
losing
we need
his
to have a
shit.
serious conversation without the rest of these people.
Oh, I can go over that. I can leave
So,
temporarily.
If you need to. So,
Marcel's gonna turn it to face the wall in the corner.
I'm picturing Marcel, Florian, and
Yeah, all of them are facing the wall in the corner. please.
I'm picturing they're taking a moment to observe the space around them to get some more idea of what the vision that contained your mother in meant. Because you do notice, as she releases you from the hug, that she has a necklace around her neck that you have associated with the Order of the Crystal, and something else, a symbol that you don't quite recognize, but seems somewhat religious in nature given the etchings upon it. Would you like to roll a perception check for me? To see if you're...
Yes.
I'm picturing, from the fact you've nearly just got smothered, your vision is a little bit blurry.
Perception. 17.
17. You notice that on the it's almost like a pentagonal piece of wood is a like painted on it in oxblood is a symbol of a cornucopia.
What does that look like?
I will find an image for you.
What the hell is cornucopia?
A cornucopia, aka a harvest horn.
Oh, I know what that is actually.
Just to give you a couple of images
Yes.
to work with.
That is what I was picturing. Fantastic.
Oh, my baby, it's so nice to have you home. Mm. And she has a big smile on her face as one of the
It's been so many years.
you notice one of the men sitting in the circle looks a little confused. Oi, Priestess Mountain Fist. Why, who's this? I've never seen him before. Oh, it's my son.
Oh, this is my mother. I haven't seen her in 20 years. It's been 20 years. I have so many questions.
And so you are
14
taken
years!
aside.
It's been 14 years!
Hugmug remembering that he is less than 20.
Hugmug forgetting how old.
Hugmug is. Hugmug will now refer to Sutton. No. And so you are taken off with the priestess. Would you like for me to add your biological last name to your sheet?
Yes! What is my last name? Da, da, da.
It is Mountain Fist.
Yeah, let's go! Hugmug Mountain Fist.
Well, yeah.
I love
Sorry,
it.
I'm going to address that. Yes, I will refer to it as a biological last name because it is the last name from your biological family tree,
It's my
rather than
yes.
a last name that you would have chosen. So, like, say for example, I don't know, Marcel wants to be the pinnacle of immaturity, or somebody wants to refer to themselves as refer to their last name as Thick, or something silly like that. That's a last name of your choice. But
Sell Longbottom.
Florian thick ass. Real. It's canon now.
if you want it to be, sure.
No.
And so the rest of you, Marcel, you are safe to return. As Juglug takes her son off to catch up with him and bond. And for the sake of not killing us both, Hugmug's player, we shall just presume that they catch up on some meaningless nonsense.
I'm okay.
So basically, you just telling your genetic mother, about what has happened to you since you were left.
Yes.
Anyway, Marcel, Scoria, Florian. Oh yeah, wait, shit. Mocha's a thing as well. Yeah, Mocha is back at the inn with Mason and Xavier for the sake of me definitely having not forgotten.
Mocha's a thing as well.
Forget things. I have ADHD.
Literally a chicken thing.
You fucking
Would it be a chicken thing?
You've made me laugh enough already. Cease.
Oh,
Anyway.
it's so fucking funny.
Anyway.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, I'm back.
The three of you were investigating around this chapel to try and figure out and understand what was going on with that vision. And as you're taking a little poke about, you happen across a large information board.
Ooh.
Upon which you notice a symbol and another symbol that only one of you would be actually familiar with. So, Marcel, Scoria, and Florian, would you like to roll me history checks?
Sure.
What role?
Sorry, what was that? It cut
History.
out. Roll
History.
history.
Sorry.
That's it. Oh yeah,
Oh,
it'll be the mic being a little bit funky.
It's the table, but not
Got a nice roll.
dice
Let's
stocks.
go
Yes.
green dice.
The table probably got knocked when you started laughing your ass off.
Ooh,
What?
big
No,
number.
when I picked it up just now.
Oh.
I watched the thing go red when I picked this up.
Okay, yeah,
It
that
was
makes
like,
sense.
donk.
Donk. So, what did you guys
21.
roll?
I rolled a 21 total.
2 21s. And Florian?
23. Wow.
Ooh, nice.
We're
So,
rolling good.
you recognize the Order of the Crystal symbol and the symbol of a cornucopia as this month's worship to the goddess of the harvest, Ardione. Ardione, the Great Bearer, have been majorly successful as the plant life around their farmland has been thriving. And you notice that there is a scroll pinned to the board that basically inform the locals that the order of the Crystal has formed a deal with the city of Orcus under the understanding that they are being threatened by an organization with a very particular emblem. Scoria, roll me a history check with advantage and a +10. So advantage and a +10.
And oh jeez, plus 10. Oh, nice for the advantage because that was a natural one there.
Mm.
Not much better because the second roll was a 2.
Oh god.
So a total of 14.
I do.
You recognize the symbol. Fortunately.
Despite
Just
the
about.
actual dog rolls that just popped out of my fucking dice.
Jail them. And you notice that it is the symbol of the Iron Colossus,
The iron.
aka Alexander.
Oh!
The god that is in direct opposition to the Night Mother. It would appear that there is threat of a crusade being led upon the city of Orcus.
Oh dear.
Scoria, roll me an insight check.
Oh, hell no, brother. Of course, I'll roll the insight.
Mhm.
That's a 4 on my dice, so it's 7 total.
7 total.
Yeah. This dice is going into the bag. You want out?
You notice that the way it's phrased is complete and utter bullshit. Whoever convinced these people that their way of life is under threat have been lied to. As you are aware that one of the big things of that the worshippers of Alexander is the protection of people and the dispelling of evil, which is why they are in opposition with the Night Mother, as they are under the belief the darkness is an inherently evil and contrived entity. Whereas with the Night Mother's worshippers, they are under the belief that the light must have balance with the darkness and fight back for the purposes of maintaining balance. So it's a relatively one-sided conflict.
Of course it is.
Go figure. But you notice the way that it's described makes it seem like it's an imminent threat. The Orcus would not survive without the influence of the Order of the Crystal. And that's when you notice the handwriting. It's all in cursive, but there's specifically one element of it that feels very off. There's one element that feels incredibly off. And I'd like you to roll me. You may inform your companions of this as well, if you would like them to roll as well. Just double check something. I'd like you all to roll me linguistics checks.
Linguistics.
Yes.
Linguistics. What?
Green one again.
It's a great start.
With advantage? No.
Big number again. EP
Not a
linguistic.
bad number. Not bad at all.
Nice. Green is doing well by Newstone.
So, start with Florian. What did you roll?
19.
Scoria?
17.
Marcel?
11.
Yeah, you will succeed. Marcel, you are on the DC. You notice that the way that this is written. So, for a little bit of context, each language is written slightly differently. Understandably, because it's different words, different meanings, whatever. But there's a specific handwriting style that goes alongside it. As this was taught to you by your matron, but you notice that the way that this poster has been written, it has been written in Infernal, in terms of how the handwriting has been done. The actual text itself is in a combination of Common and Orcish, but the actual handwriting style is Infernal in nature, thus the rather large, billowy cursive.
The plot thickens. It's so thick.
Like me, smiley face. Aha.
What? Plot is viscous.
And you're not sure how you're going to go about it, but you have to point this, you feel a compulsion to explain this, point this out to the High Priestess, who holds a very high political position in this city.
No. Oh no, we
there
have
anything
to
about-
talk to people. Fuck.
Is there anything about us mentioned there, since it's in
No.
Infernal and in association with Order of the Crystal? Okay.
Nope, nothing at all.
That's good.
And a little while after making this realization, you notice that Hugmug re-emerges with the High Priestess.
Hello.
Hello. Did you have a nice chat?
Yes, I can't believe this is my mother.
Hello. I'm so happy for
It's so
you.
crazy.
You'll
I
have,
cried.
you'll have to introduce me, darling.
Oh, yes. This is This one's Florian. That one's Marcel. That
Hello.
one's Xavier. That one's Scoria. And that one's
That's what Hugmug has to
I
remember
forgot
who
his
he's
name.
introduced already.
What's the bull called?
The bull is not here. Neither is the deer.
Mason and
Oh. I've introduced it. Oh, and obviously I haven't said The one that eats a lot.
Smoker.
Smoker.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that's
One
not
that
an,
eats a lot. That is your name.
that is not an inherently incorrect statement.
He who eats.
It's not.
She who consumes. Anyway,
There we go.
That is crazy.
well, it's lovely to meet you all.
And we
There
were
we go.
Lovely village you
we
have
were
here.
all adopted.
That's
We were all found and adopted.
that's the voice I'm going for because it doesn't
Unknown.
sound silly.
Yeah. So we were yeah. Oh gosh. Hugmark's pitched up a little bit. I'm a bit emotional.
So that is all right, darling. Perhaps you can come in and have tea. And she waves her hand
Mocha would love a
towards,
good tea.
He sounds lovely.
and so she invites you all in, and puts on a fresh set of tea. So, what brings you here?
Well,
We discovered some information in regards to Hugmark's origins and
yes.
curiosity.
Oh. Well, perhaps I can help with that. And she totters. She basically walks over to this big cupboard. Well, unfortunately, I had to give up my son when he was just a little one. And that is because all of the other women were bullying me constantly. For I had fallen in love with a beautiful bear man. He was so wonderful. But unfortunately, he met his end at a behemoth. And thus,
Oh,
So sorry to hear that.
it got
I
even
didn't know he died.
it got even worse when he passed. The other women would say some horrible things. But I stayed strong, and I let my little boy go, knowing that her ladyship, the goddess of the harvest, will look after my boy. I do regret. I've thought of you every single day for the last 14 years, my child.
Oh,
Anyway, tea.
well,
And she
I
pours
can't
out.
believe we're reunited.
She pours out a hot mug of steaming tea. For
hug
each
mug?
of you. A mug that you can hug. It is a very large mug.
Oh my god.
Huggable one.
Are any of
And
you
this is
going
fine,
to
yeah.
address the elephant in the metaphorical elephant in the room, as it were?
We were trying to bond a little first before we,
Yeah.
About that when they...
No, I'm asking for the sake of giving you guys the open space to do so.
Talk about it when we get the tea. Everything's better
Yeah.
when we talk to the tea.
We can't
Yeah.
spill the tea without the tea.
Well, the mugs are handed out one by one until you have one each. There's the four of you and Juglug, and the high priestess Juglug sit by this lovely little campfire.
Good tea.
So, whilst we were waiting for you to get reacquainted, we saw that poster notice.
Oh, yes, that's unfortunately we've attracted some unfortunate attention. Not exactly something that I would like to deal with.
Oh, what's happened?
Well, unfortunately, it seems as though the followers of Alexander wish to harm us. There's something about a crusade. We were told about it from a very smartly dressed man with big goat horns. And well, he came along with a man in very fancy robes. A short little man. I probably could have kicked him like a ball.
You probably should have.
Oh, well, that's not very nice, and I as High Priestess Juglug, as she once again has to readjust her plus-sized cloak. Oh, let me adjust this because I am also noticing that it is having some difficulty with the input sensitivity.
Juglug just has a very unique voice that
Yeah.
Discord isn't used to.
Discord is not appreciating Juglug's voice.
Discord is not appreciating Juglug.
I've had to like move back from the mic so that it can pick me up. But essentially, she surmises to you that she had been addressed by a very smartly dressed goat man, and she specifies a hill dwarf that's about roughly half her height.
Well, the smartly dressed man's conspiring against us, and the little dwarf man burned down our house.
Oh, well, that's just terrible.
He is not a nice person.
Well, I should have had him fed to the dogs. I hear that,
But that is not all.
no?
Gloria, do you want to tell the rest?
That finally dressed man with the goat horns. Did he say his name was Malatos?
No,
Did that
he
go
said
through?
his name was Jeffrey.
Out of character laughing. Out of character laughing.
He said his name was Jeffrey Barr. Was that not true?
Scoria is going to describe in more details Malatos' appearance from what she can recall. From
And with
their
each
encounter.
detail, she nods. Yes,
Uh,
that is exactly how he was dressed.
we also met him, but he addressed himself as Malatos, Lord Malatos.
Oh, well, he didn't address himself as such to me.
I believe he was trying to conceal his true identity.
Don't be silly. Nobody could be that bad. Surely.
Well, he was standing next to the man who burned down our house and kidnapped our matron, so... Doesn't exactly keep good company.
What?
Malatos also is a demon lord of one of the line circles.
Oh,
That too.
you should have just started with that. Demons are awful things.
Agreed.
Oh, honestly. So I imagine that you'll be preparing yourselves to head out to follow where he went then. At least sometime soon, anyway.
It'll take some time, as we've discovered that our matron is, well, located in one of the 9 circles.
Oh! You should have just said. Well, and she ponders for a moment. I might be able to get you in touch with, an old friend of mine.
Hmm?
It's a pair of Farseers that I made friends with back when I was back on Karos. Looking for you.
Oh,
Marcel looks at Florian.
you were looking for me?
I was looking for...
What did those farseers look like?
They were adorable. They were short little cat people. They were so cute. I just wanted to grab them by the face and squish them.
Did they look like Florian here?
Now that I think about it, yes. And there was this black feathered bird lady from Elderborg. Or Elderberg. Oh.
How crazy would it be if my mum met your mum, Florian?
Spelled that so wrong. We'll just type copy paste that over.
Me when I accidentally say a name wrong, 'cause it's hard to say a name in a particular tone of voice.
It's hard to say a name in that accent.
It's because it's all O's. Anyway,
Me just spelling it how it sounds. Elderberg, it's going to be spelled Elderberg.
it's Eldorberg, not Elderberg. I just did it
Elderberg?
wrong. No.
Well, but
So
he's...
she mulls over. Oh yes, and I found this in my belongings the other day. Here you go. And she hands it over to Hugmug, which is you can feel a very strong magic coming from it.
Oh, what is it?
Do you want to open it and have a look?
Yes.
Inside, you unroll the scroll, and you notice that it is a scroll that holds a singular charge of the spell Plane Shift.
Ooh.
Oh.
Huh.
Why do we need this?
I don't
That
know.
would get us to the hills.
You do notice that it only has one charge on it,
Oh,
One-way trip.
so you
so
would
we
need
can't
to,
get back.
So you would have to either duplicate this scroll, or find a way of learning it to be able to cast it more than once.
Who would be able to learn
Can
it?
astrologians learn plane shift?
I do believe there is.
Mages
I'll
learn
check this
plane
out.
shift.
Let me have a
Let's
look.
see. It's like 8th, 9th level, something like that.
It is 7th level.
It's 7th level, wow. Not even that good. Where?
I do believe.
I don't see it. No. Protect. See.
There are only 4 classes capable of learning it, and that would be Green Mage, Geomancer, Summoner, and Time Mage.
Oh, me, I can learn it.
Mm-hmm.
How convenient.
Oh, very convenient.
What level?
It's 7th level, I do believe.
Oh. You're not going to be able to learn that sometime.
But I'll have this very cool scroll.
Don't accidentally use it.
Thank you, Mummy.
It's okay, darling. I hope that you could make more use of it than I could. Hmm.
Thank you. I hope so. We must stay in touch. I will write to you.
I hope you do. And so, after a little while, there's some very brief chit-chat passed back and forth before you notice the time and realize that it's probably a good move to make your way back to the inn, as it's quite late in the day, having spent most of your day traveling.
Make sure those two have not gotten up to any mischief.
And so, as you make your way back,
We have our way of getting there. Now we just need the strength to get them out.
Oh no, Mason and Xavier are fighting to the death with Marcel's hand in marriage.
and
I
you
bought
find...
I bought 3 rings for a reason.
Oh.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Wah.
I'm
Anyway.
kidding, obviously.
Wah,
You get
wah.
back, and you find Mason and Xavier both studying. Ooh, interestingly enough, they are both reading books.
Study buddies. Hello.
Hello.
Well,
You two look like you're reading something interesting. What are you doing?
well, we we both decided to basically try and make use of the time while you were out. So he's reading a book on interplanar travel and trying to read up on the hills. And I thought, since we're hot trotting it round the place, that I could take a look at some of the places that we'll be heading to. And you
Brilliant
notice
idea.
there are several books. There is a book about the island of Kryknes, the island of Guayaden, the island of Karos, and the island of Strenkan.
Have you read all those already?
Well, yeah, you were gone for like 4 hours.
You're a quick reader. I cannot read any reading that fast.
Well, when
Just
you're...
take 4
I
hours to
wouldn't
read
be
one
able to
book.
hold their attention that long.
I'm surprised that we're still got his attention.
What?
And makes a big grin on his face.
What did I do to any of you?
Are you is that asking for an answer, or is that a rhetorical statement?
Rhetorical. Anyway,
That is what they thought.
we have a scroll of flagship.
Oh dear. What did you rob?
Nobody.
Oh, that's disappointing.
You
Anyway.
bet how much money?
Wait, as an actual mum?
Yes.
Or,
Yes.
oh, okay.
Not that good.
Well, I don't know.
Head? Got her. Get it out.
And we did find out some interesting things that has been going on around in Orcus. So how much of it is actually true is up for debate. We noticed that there was this notice of us in the temple about how apparently Alexanderites were planning a crusade on Orcus. However, it was written by your one and only Lord Malatos himself, who went by the name Geoffrey Barr.
And you watch as the two men start chuckling to themselves. That is the dumbest undercover name I've ever heard. Please tell me she did not fall for that. Surely not.
Yes,
Oh, she did.
unfortunately.
Oh.
But
It would have been even better if they
Malatos-
polymorphed into a fawn.
Lord Malatos or Mr. Barr was
Ba-ba.
accompanied
Mm.
by a short dwarf male
That.
wearing robes of the I've already forgot the name.
Would it be Lux by any chance?
Possibly.
It would, yes.
Yes. What does Crystal Zenigo? I fucking forgot.
Archbishop Lutz.
Well, I have noticed something quite interesting that I have been able to gather together with what little information I have. You see, and he produces from his pack a wrapped up package. I don't know if you remember or not. Oh, by the way, Florian, the dex damage that you have, can you reduce that by 2, please? Before I forget.
That completely
Reduce it
cut
by
off
2.
after.
Yeah, why is
2.
it? I don't know why Discord's doing that. I think it's probably because the audio is too crisp and it just cannot cope.
Now I only have -6 to dex.
Yeah. Okay,
Yay!
that seems to be picking up
13
nicely.
dex.
So -60, yeah, -60 decibels to record. Pick it up. So if I start sounding weird, let me know. But I've lowered the volume down, so or lowered the automatic, so should pick up properly now. Anyway, moving swiftly onwards. So basically, this thing here happens to be the sting of that Elberich that you were trying to acquire the poison of. I picked it up so it didn't get left behind.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, thanks. I didn't almost die for nothing.
And Florian, you're not allergic to chocolate, are you?
No. Am I allergic to chocolate?
I presume not.
No, no.
So I don't know how far you've thought into your character quirks. So smiley face. Right. Well, I do have this for you. And he produces this magical bar of chocolate. And on the package, it says Mega. This should make your injuries a little better. He hands it over to you. Just don't eat it all at once. Actually, do eat it all at once, because it is a very small bar. But should make life better.
Thank you. I will eat the bar.
And you know, all of your ability score damage is cured. So you may reduce the remaining -6 to your dex.
Now I can steal things and eat.
Oh, cool.
So,
I wonder what other kind of candies there are that can help us out.
I have noticed a couple of things that might be a little bit prevalent. If we're going around the place, we should not be going to Runswick anytime soon. Unless you guys like the idea of being suffocated in sand. Or stone.
Oh. Oh.
Why?
Because
Possibly
Why?
not.
the town of Runswick, to actually get there, is a lot of underground under mountain tunnels.
Oh.
What that means, well, doesn't sound too bad in theory, apart from the fact there's a lot of tectonic activity in that area, meaning that those tunnels can collapse in.
Why would they build tunnels in an area with?
Well, initially, it weren't too bad, but it's because a lot of interplanar magic gets practiced there. So, essentially, over time, things have gotten pretty bad, you could say. Essentially, it's made it really unstable.
Mm.
Which, to be fair, ain't surprising, but that's interplanar magic for you. It isn't always the most helpful. But if we want to go to Eldaris, where I think the notes for Florian were, we might have to deal with some bigger beasties. If we go to Kui Kwong, we're going to have to deal with some swamp monsters and a lot of rain. But it's not snowing there. It's raining. All the time. You might have to deal with some water elementals and stuff like that. But there is one place I can guarantee will be consistent, and that's going to Eldorberg. And that's on the Island of Krapnis. So we're going there. It's a lot of desert dwellers and undead, unfortunately. Seems like the place is an absolute hotspot for necromancy.
So it doesn't sound like it's going to be easy no matter where we go.
No, but I guess the most tolerable of the lot will probably be going to Eldaris first. Unless. And Mason ruffles through his bag for a few moments. While pulling out a map. There's a town that we could probably make our way over to. That might be a little bit more helpful for us getting back and forth between places. And Mason looks over at Xavier. You won't help? Why me? If we can make our way through and get to the town of Lilyford, we might be able to get a ship from there without too much difficulty. It's just getting there that's going to be a bit of a bitch.
Why is that?
Because that means either going through mountains or having to hitch a ride. That or we can just spend another 3,000 gil on getting an airship over to the next place, but
I mean, we have the money for it.
I suppose I'm looking for solutions in places where they're not necessarily needed. Ugh.
Hey, your input is always appreciated.
So, what would you guys like to do?
Hmm.
You can choose to move on from here and go try and head towards the next city, or you can try and help the city of Orcus get out of their deal, or get out of the situation with Lord Malatos.
I mean, helping is the right
My
thing to do,
mother.
and it would probably build our strength. I don't know. What does everybody think?
And I think we should help them.
Yes, we should help my mother. Please.
And so you're having a look around. Trying to figure out what to do. And Xavier pulls around to a very particular page of this book and shows it to you all. Somehow I think that this might be what we're dealing with. And in the book,
Marcel leans over.
I mean, he's basically pointing out so you can all look at it as clearly as you can, anyway. So this is what I think has been following us the entire time, but I don't think this is actually what Lord Malatos is, but it is the closest thing. And on the inside of the page, it shows this image of a very powerful demon named the Apocrypha. And the book describes it as a high-ranking demon that tends to command its lower strength minions within the demon's world, where their rank and caste forms up their society. And the section of text that follows makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable, as it reads of the Apocrypha feeding on negative emotions such as fear, hatred, dread, and desperation.
Ah, that sounds like us.
And whilst it would typically leave its dirty work to its minions, it does choose to make an occasional appearance when there is an incredibly strong sense of dread and desperation.
Oh, good.
Hmm. Oh no.
So, that would explain why it has been able to find us so easily.
Is there
However,
any way we can mask that?
unfortunately not. At least not.
What about positive thinking?
Haha.
Good one, Florian.
I mean, it could in theory work, but...
We don't have a whole lot of that at the moment.
No negative thoughts allowed.
But
That being said, you mentioned about what was it? You mentioned about a very particular problem we were having. And he ponders. You said that the text was written in Infernal, right?
Yes, we did.
Did you look for
the
any...
handwriting was infernal, but the actual language it was written in was in common and orcish.
Right. So, call me crazy, but I think I may have an idea of what this monster is.
Oh no. Oh shit.
So, if they're dealing with lower strength demons, It would be... And he asks a few details about the text. What was written on it, and the way it's specifically worded. Okay, I think I got it. And he flips over to a page, puts it down on the table, and the demon that it proposes, that he is proposing might be what you are potentially having to go up against, is a Baylor.
Baylor?
A powerful humanoid-shaped demon with large, almost draconic-looking wings that wields an electrified sword in one hand and a flaming whip in the other.
That? As bad as it sounds, that sounds really cool.
And it looks pretty awesome.
Oh, yes.
The problem is, we cannot exactly fight that thing at this point in time. I'm just gonna post the image of what it looks like.
Oh. Oh dear.
Wow. That looks awesome.
And,
Wait, no, I couldn't be saying that, should I? It's our enemy.
and unfortunately, it seems like we may have a little bit of difficulty obtaining the means of killing this thing. So, I have given some pondering,
Mm-hmm. Listening.
and I think we might be able to secure ourselves a little bit of a cheeky power boost, if you will.
I'm seriously listening now.
You see, there is this monster that I have been looking at, that I want to find. It is called the Arcane Pot.
What?
What?
It is a pot.
That. It is a little monster that lives in a pot.
Okay.
The only downside
I
is that...
cannot tell if you are fucking with me.
No, I'm not fucking with you. It is a little guy in a pot. The only problem is that we're going to need to get a high potion.
A high potion.
Duh. I don't know if we have one
Don't I
or
have
not.
one? I think I have one. Yep, I do.
Okay, brilliant.
I can make more if you want. We get ingredients.
Duh. Well, the main thing is that between us, since we are all now kind of working together at this point, is that, well, we are officially part of the team, and he looks... He raises an eyebrow as though to confirm that this is the case.
He said the thing! Yes, we are definitely part of the team.
Well, the good news is that this thing is quite defined. The only downside is actually finding it. So it might be a little bit of a goose chase, but if we do find this bastard, that means that we will be getting significantly stronger.
So, are we fighting him, or...?
It would give... So, how they work, they will give us power based on what we give it.
Okay. Does that mean we can get more powerful if we can get something better than a high potion?
No, it will only ask for one thing.
Right.
But
That's so weird.
what is?
A creature that only wants high potions and gives you power.
They are very mysterious beings, what can I say?
Are you sure they're real?
Duh. I see no reason why they would not be. Look, all I'm saying is it may be possible to find it. Hmm. Oh, I guess it is a stupid idea.
Why is it stupid?
I mean, he is kind of asking us to go on a wild goose chase to find a monster that may or may not exist. I just say I'm kind of dumb. If I had to be honest.
Are they really that hard to find?
We have to.
But it might mean that we can potentially stand a chance against the this Baylor and the Apocrypha that is going to be probably attempting to pursue us any time now. So, at least if we're sticking around to help. If not, then
I mean, I still think it's worth a shot.
the temptation to tell you guys how, like, what the reward for potentially finding one of these things is, but I'm choosing not to for the sake of not causing an absolute fucking hot mess to happen.
Well, now I really want to find one.
You would instantly get turned into a level 50 character. That's right. Everyone pick your next three
you
classes.
you get turned into a cheese wheel.
Cheese
Excellent.
whale.
I don't think a cheese will survive in hell, though. Too hot.
It might melt, yeah.
Yeah, get melted.
Might burn, actually, if it's really that hot.
Might get crispy.
Charred
Oh,
cheese.
wow. Charred, that sounds so nice. Crispy, fried cheese.
Mm. Yes, please.
Anyway.
So it could be worth having a look,
Worth having a look.
although it does mean having to. Oh, and he looks at the map. There are these ruins that are a little way to the east. They're half buried in the ocean at this point, but it might be worth going there and seeing if there is one.
Oh, the ocean.
But is that, or we can potentially help out the city folk with fighting some monsters and getting a bit more legitimate power boost.
Maybe do both?
Not really.
Okay.
At least not in terms, unless you want to wait a long time. Since we are going to be having, it seems like the oceans will be, or at least the tide will be quite high around that area for a little while.
Hmm.
And the little section of ruins
I think we should
themselves
help
aren't allowed.
these.
Sorry. Go ahead, Florian.
I think we should help out Orcus.
I mean, so what are we doing? We going potentially crazy pot hunting, or we going to actually help these people out with their problems?
I guess we should help. That sounded cool.
I mean, is it actually real? Of course it is real. Why would they suggest it otherwise? They're just a pain in the ass to find.
Well, have you seen one?
Once.
What is the chance of finding it? Is there... Like, is it like a 1 in a billion chance? Like, you may never ever see one again in your lifetime.
It is possible that there may be one,
Can
but
we increase the odds in any way?
I don't think so. And he...
Find some sort of food or bait or whatever that likes.
I think it is just the very old places they like. There is a chance that these ruins could contain one. We wouldn't fight anything there, thanks to the fact the thing is half underwater at this point. But there are still traps. And that is a problem.
Right.
Although,
Investigation 5. 8. I mean, I'd be pretty good at spotting traps.
I mean, I'm hoping. There was a rumor.
Fine.
There was a rumor about this place that there was a secret door that you could only detect with spells.
Secret door?
And that special chamber might just be the place where one exists.
I want to help people, but this place sounds so cool.
I mean, we would be going there and then coming back to deal with whatever is contracting these people to work with the Order of the Crystal.
So we can do both.
Oh,
Duh.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do the looking for a pot
Does,
thing
does,
first then.
does this mean we have to go underwater?
No. We will just have to be careful.
Fuck.
We will just have to be careful not to break open certain parts of the ruins.
Do not push me into water. I cannot swim. Let me get this out here now. I cannot swim.
It is okay, Scoria. No one's gonna make you go anywhere near the water.
Yeah, I'll punch the
I
water.
can swim.
Yeah.
Wait, so this is half, it's half underwater?
Duh.
We just won't go near the water parts.
I can swim.
Well, basically,
Yes, Huggy, but Scoria does not like water.
Oh.
I guess it is a little insensitive of me to propose this idea. We could try somewhere else, but I feel like if you want to try this, we can. Otherwise, we can do some odd jobs around the place and fight off some monsters in the wild. That is
We
also
can
an
try
option.
it. Just know that I will not follow you under the water unless we are backed by spells, because I cannot swim. I will be a helpless
I mean,
bazooka.
I could swim with and let you stand on my back.
But like a raft?
I
Like
mean,
surfing?
yeah. I can be your personal
Ooh.
surfboard. Just don't waterboard me, that'd be really awkward.
That would be really awkward.
And he like shakes his face back and forth, making like a wet slapping noise with his mouth, just like "Brrr."
But to waterboard you, I would also need to put a fabric over your mouth, so
I
anyway.
mean, I'm covered in fabric. It's called clothes.
Exactly. Over your mouth? And you'll be momentarily drowning. Anyway.
Oh no. It'd be so tragic. As he's giving Marcel some socky side eye as though expecting some sort of no, don't do that. Oh come on.
Died tragically while young.
No.
This
Anyway.
is serious business.
Oh come on, I'm trying to keep it light tone.
Doing
So
a good job.
Hmm?
Said you're doing a good job of it.
yeah. So what are we thinking?
I want to look for the pot.
So, this is DM speak now. You have two options. You can attempt to go into these ruins and find an arcane pot. I will tell you now, you will require magic to be able to find this special chamber. It's something like detection for
Yeah,
secret
really.
doors or something like that. If you have spells like that.
Oh,
And
no,
the trap-
having spells.
The traps themselves are potentially capable of killing you
Oh,
with very high degree of efficiency.
Wait, why did I choose this?
I haven't set you on a path yet.
Oh, no, but why am I encouraging this when my rolls have been so fucking bad that I'm gonna fail any fucking saves?
So the traps themselves would be highly lethal in nature, to a point where you may survive one trap, but you may not necessarily survive the second. So it'd be quite dangerous in nature.
Maybe we should help out the townsfolk.
But let me finish, sir. But would mean that you get quite a high reward and get a nice juicy EXP paycheck out of it. Or alternatively, it may be a bit slower in nature, but you can take on several smaller missions from the townsfolk to help deal with some help deal with different monsters and things along that line. It is what you guys feel the most comfortable doing, whether you want to take the high risk, high reward option, or if you would rather take the more sane and cautious approach.
Insane.
I refer to it as the sane option
We
because
did nearly just die.
yeah, but that one wasn't your fault. That was DM being DM and going, hee hee. Here's a reason why you should not fuck around with the hells. So it'd be your choice as a party as to what you guys feel the most comfortable doing. Please do take a little bit of time to ponder this as a party. Everyone talk to each other. I'm going to just take a step away from the DM screen for a moment.
Okay, drop a character, what do you think?
Oh, fuck.
Florian votes helping out Orcus.
I see. I'm gonna be very partial
Quickly
to
have a look at
the family.
alignment. Chaotic good. I will help out people in need, but I'm also quite selfish. But we did also almost just die, so maybe being risk averse might be the best option.
Yeah.
1 or 2 hit traps and we're dead. We don't have a whole lot of money for healing items. It may be a bit
We do
too
have a
risky.
Florian who can make healing items.
How consistently can you make them? How many can you make?
I've only made one.
Exactly!
Get me loads of material. But all the material that I got for one was under 100 gil, or it was 100 gil. One of them.
The DM is now back. We are currently debating how stocked up we can get ourselves on healing items to survive
Well,
traps.
you do happen the inn that you're currently in. The inn that you are currently staying in does also happen to have a merchant running the place that will sell you alchemical items, so you can purchase additional healing items whilst here. But that is,
I like
you
fake healing.
you can also make some. However, you do have a limit on how many you are capable of making per day,
Oh, that's true.
because there is only so much time in the day, and you have to rest after you do each one. Because it is an excruciatingly draining process, trying to make sure you don't blow yourself up in the process.
As much as I desperately want to get Matron back, we do have to take measured risks. This one seems like it's a bit too high.
Well, if you don't want to settle on an answer now, you are more than welcome to have a look at the alchemical items you can purchase.
Okay.
I will not push you into an answer until you feel like you have had a full observation of the possible items you can get hold of. Because if I did shove you towards an option before giving you an idea of what you were looking at, that'd be a bit douchey of me, wouldn't it?
A little bit douchey.
So, what would you guys like to do? Would you like to try and get some more information before you make your choice? Or would you like to just call your decision here and now?
I think we would benefit from more information.
Look around for more information,
What's
the whole
more information?
situation.
Okay.
What is going on and how urgent it is, if it is at all urgent.
Alright. So you conclude that now is not the best time to make this decision, as it is a majority vote of more info. So you end up settling for the night, taking a rest. Are you going to be booking an additional day in this inn?
Yes.
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 Because
Yes.
you are the son of the High Priestess, you are not charged for staying here. And it actually seems to be encouraging more people to stay here. And for our mages, the morning meal that you consume seems to be enchanted in some manner. The map being radiance within it, restoring your MP back to full,
Oh, brilliant.
rather than getting your caster level worth of MP back on the long rest. It's like 4.
Oh,
at
I
the moment.
forgot what happened.
So you have two possible. As far as I understand, you have two potential goals for the day. One, to look around the place, which also take this over. So it's now the 17th of December, 67 AR. If you want dates, so you have the option to. Yeah, you have the option to go and have a look around, see if you can find some more information and details on the ruins that Xavier was talking about. Or go and have a look around, see if you can find some little missions to help out with. And try and figure out the urgency of this potential crusade.
Maybe we should split up and do both. Is that something we can do, Mr. DM?
Yeah. I'm not stopping you. You have access to the whole city. Help yourselves. If you want to split up and look for information separately, so long as you figure out who is looking at what. This city is your oyster. Just don't go murdering people. And
I'd
you'll be
like to
surprised.
research the ruins.
Unless
Anyone
you
like
want
to come
to.
with me?
Yeah, don't murder people and then be surprised that they're gonna fight back. Marcel, you're looking at going and finding out about the ruins.
Mm-hmm.
Is anybody going with Marcel?
Well, yeah, I'll go with Marcel.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you want to bring Mason or Xavier with you?
if they wish to come.
Well, you are the ones deciding how to split your resources, and they are following your
It has
leads.
to be 3 on one and then 4 on the other.
Yeah.
I bring either Mason or Xavier with you.
I'll bring Xavier.
Okay. So Marcel, Scoria, and Xavier, you go off to go and find out about these ruins, leaving Florian, Hugmug, Mason, and Mocha to go and have a poke about the town and see about the urgency of this crusade situation. Who am I going to be dealing with first?
What were the ruins called again?
They didn't have a name.
They didn't have a name.
I have not named them.
The ruin.
They are. I'm just
The
going.
ruin.
For the sake of ease, I'm just going to refer to them as the ruins, because that makes my life a little bit easier for the time being.
Just so that's what they refer to them as
Yep.
in the village.
Yeah, that would also be what the village refers to them as,
Okay.
just logically speaking.
You
Yeah,
don't
that
have
sense.
multiple ruins, you don't even need
I have.
reason to name them.
So many ruins, but at what they be referred to as better.
Too many ruins.
Don't you fucking start. Do not bring that fucking mangy Satsuma into my dealing room.
Mangy Satsuma, no.
Fucking tangerine twat. Anyway,
Tangerine.
before this gets political, so the quartet that go out on the town, you find as you're poking around, you find a small little bulletin board of things that are occurring in the town. And upon the board, there are things about like leaf bunnies and other wildlife eating people's herbs, and there is the mention of a couple of fey creatures that seem to have wandered out of the forests surrounding the town of Silver to the southwest, that have bothered a few citizens.
Sorry, there's a what?
some fey creatures that have wandered out of the forests surrounding the town of Silver that are bothering some of the local citizens. There's things like leaf bunnies eating people's crops, people wanting help with like harvesting crops, but a lot of the more monster related things seem very small scale. Or the one or two things that are completely out of your zone that you're aware of. Like the mention of one particular farmer having a bit of a feud with a behemoth that lives in the caves to the west.
A feud?
Yes. There is a behemoth living in the massive mountain range not too far from Rabbit Hovel that seems to very much enjoy making its way across the lands to bother him and take his crops.
Just him.
Although this guy in particular.
Specifically his livestock that he ends up taking back and forth between Orcus and Hwyphos.
I was like, this one guy in particular getting harassed by a behemoth.
Yeah.
He just goes outside and squinting at him.
Yeah, I'm going to refer to it as Hwyphos. Yeah, that's the correct pronunciation. So, yeah, he keeps going back and forth between Orcus and Hwyphos to basically trade his livestock, and this particular behemoth seems to really like waiting outside the city walls of Hwyphos to then steal like a couple of chocobos or a very plump cow or something like that every time the guy goes past. And you realize that you are definitely not going to be able to deal with something that could just fucking pick up a huge ass cow and walk off with it.
I think we could fight a cow.
I mean,
Just fight the man's livestock.
I am standing right here. We can throw hands if you want, but I don't think you get back up. So it's
Not you, silly.
Moo. It doesn't really seem like this crusade thing's being mentioned that much. Maybe it's not independent? And as you're looking at the board, let's think. Brain cells, please do not
At
abandon
the board, suddenly the forces of Alexander come out of the forest. Ah!
You notice the
Pencils.
mentions of this crusade. There doesn't really seem to be a reference time frame, and it seems very vague. But you notice that there is a mention of a friendly Baylor that has been recruited to dissuade them, and it takes residence just outside the town.
Let's say an address.
No, it does not.
Just outside the town, not in like a direction.
It mentions that it's more to the north.
North outside of town.
Yeah. Is there anything else you're looking for? Or anything else you're attempting to look at? Basically, like, if you guys are looking for more specific details. Looking at Florian Hugmug.
I don't think so.
No? Okay. So
There's
you have
nothing human related or Order of the Crystal related.
nothing Order of the Crystal related, but you do notice the mentions of this Baylor are the primary demonic related thing. But if you're happy with the information you have found, you are more than welcome to return to the inn and await your companion's return.
Sound good?
Okay.
Okay, so you return back to the inn to await the return of Marcel, Scoria, and Xavier. Speaking of, Marcel and Scoria,
Hello.
the two of you are poking around the city, to find out more about these ruins.
Is there any kind of like library or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a library. A lot of the texts are written on animal skins, and the paper within is very starchy.
Is it all in Orcish?
A fair percentage of it, and you do notice that notably the Orc-man from that was speaking up whilst Hugmug was meeting with Juglug, or having their little reunion, is here in the library reading. It seems to be translating some of these books.
Translating?
Yes.
Okay. We got them.
Okay. So you go up to the orc.
Hello there. My name is Marcel. We met briefly yesterday.
Did we? I don't recognise you, but nice to meet you. Name's
Nice to meet
Axton.
Name's what, sorry?
Name's Axton.
Axton. Nice to meet you. I was just wondering if you knew if this library had any books or information about the ruins nearby.
Oh, well, I happen to be translating that right now.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Anything particular you want to know about it?
What sort of things dwell there? What's the trap sort of like? So exactly where it is? What the geography is like?
The actual location of it's pretty well known, but the traps and that are quite deadly. You got things like guillotines, arrow traps, explosives. Well, ice explosives. They're not going to blow holes in the walls, but they might freeze you a little bit.
Is there something about a hidden door?
Oh yeah, someone with a. I think there's a type of spell that you need to use to be able to detect where the door is.
Okay.
But other than that, there isn't too much on the door specifically.
Sorry, anything you want to ask?
No.
And he looks at it. I think. Oh, what's the spell called? I think it's literally just called Detect Secret Doors. It's ironic, but none of the people in our village have gone anywhere near it.
Was it an Arcana pot? Was that the name of the thing?
An arcane pot.
Arcane pot. Well, we are potentially looking to go on a little expedition into these ruins. Looking
Oh.
for a particular monster.
Oh, well, I wish you luck with that.
An arcane pot?
Yeah, there's been rumours that there's one there, but nobody's been ever able to open the door.
Right.
So,
So there's a good chance it's behind the door.
that's all I could assume anyway.
Thank you, you've been very helpful.
It's alright. And you go back, I'm presuming you're going to relay this information to Scoria.
Mhm.
And Xavier comes back over to you, having left you two for a moment. So, Scoria, you're going to both love me and hate me.
Oh no.
As he shows you a couple of expedition entries, and you notice the mention of a water creature that basically coats its victim in congealed water.
Oh,
Oh.
you congeal water.
So, well,
Joyous days. When's my funeral?
hopefully not at all. If we're careful, we might be able to avoid provoking them in the first place.
You hear that, Marcel? No witty jokes.
Ah, well, at least you said they're witty.
I think she meant to attempt to say, don't attempt witty jokes.
Oh, well, can't you just let me have, like, one thing?
No,
Why not?
because you
Not
look
fun for us.
exactly. And also, I must admit, it is kind of cute watching you get all indignant. Oh, why don't you let me do that? Because
I
it's
just want
funny.
people to appreciate my jokes.
Duh, and we do.
Ha! You said it.
Well, duh.
Can't unsay it now.
Oh no, how terrible. Anyway. He looks back to Scoria.
So there's almost definitely an arcane pot there,
Oh, that is helpful.
and it is probably behind the door.
But let me guess. It requires a very specific spell to be able to find the door in the first place.
It very much does.
Do a never require.
Detect secret door.
Does anybody have the spell? Or am I just... I suppose we can ask when we get back.
Yeah, I can.
Or is
tell
there
you
anyone
this
in here who
is
can
what
run it?
I am not a spellcaster.
And I had to gather. So, you guys end up heading back, where your groups exchange information. So, Florian, Hugmug, Marcel, Scoria, Mason, Xavier, and Mocha all sitting around the table. So, that is the information we have. Oh. Do any of us have the ability?
Okay.
Do any of us have the ability to detect hidden doors?
I know,
Yes,
don't know.
I do.
Oh,
Oh, brilliant!
I do. I actually do.
hey,
That's
that's
fabulous.
so.
We just have to get past the horrifying monster.
So all we have to do is avoid death, try not to die, and problem solved. Perfect.
Are you going to be okay with this story?
Potential hidden doors.
So we could do that, or
I'm sorry, Scoria
And
is.
then we
eating
send
a
Florian
black
down the
pepper
hidden
right
door.
now.
nice. So then Mason basically like lays out like a little list he's taken of like the jobs you guys can take.
Oh, there you go.
Sneeze. And then we got this as an alternative. Depends. If you guys want to go... You guys want to go on a... no, I'm not going to make that joke. That's terrible.
Anyone find out what sort of chemicals we can potentially purchase?
I did for a little bit. It seems like a lot of healing potions and stuff like that.
I mean, that is just what we need.
Literally just basic ass potions, and I think a couple ethers they sell as well. We want to try and make sure we're not overspending, I guess.
True.
This would be good. That's MP stuff, right?
Yeah, and the ethers are MP restoratives.
Excellent.
The only downside that we have is that we want to try and make sure that we've got at least a few thousand gil left to get like an airship ticket or something off of Girathina off to wherever we're going after this.
Well, I still have 7,000, Gil.
I think we all do. How much do healing potions cost?
Oh, I spent some.
So, basic cure potions that would restore 1d6 plus 1 HP are 50 gil each. Whereas the ethers, if I can find them again, the ethers that heal 1d6 plus 1 MP are 1,050 gil each.
For 1d6 plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
1,050.
Considering how powerful spells are, it checks out.
Oh my goodness.
Do I what does it take to make ethers?
It requires magical monster components, so things like magical horns, magical claws, essentially most bones from magical monsters that you would find. Depending on how powerful the monster was, depends on how potent the magic in its bones was.
So it's something we currently don't have anything of.
No. you would have to go and locate these magical monsters on your journey.
I'm sure we'll come across some.
So, what do you feel more comfortable with? Smaller missions, or going into a potential death trap for a massive reward?
Smaller.
See, I would normally be like all for the death trap. My rolls have been so fucking bad lately.
We did also nearly die.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we should do smaller missions.
You sound so sad about it.
Because I like to do the death trap thing, but I'm almost certain I will perish.
Well, that's
That is
just
the thing with Death
fair.
Trap.
You never know what will happen unless you do it.
I have been rolling consistently so awfully
Well,
that I'm almost guaranteed to fail any save.
That.
you assume that all traps are saving throws. Dart.
Well, it doesn't really matter if their rolls hit or not. Like,
True.
if he's rolling bad, he's rolling bad.
True. True.
That being said, I don't believe in fate or luck or any of that, and I think it's just coincidence. But anyway,
Yeah. Well, you're.
I've been rolling so badly it's been challenging, I believe.
Well, I hate to be a bitch, but make your choice.
What the fuck you gonna do? Anyway,
I vote doing smaller missions.
was that his
Me
conclusion?
too. Oh, looks like we all decided.
So you're all doing smaller missions.
Yes.
Okay.
I can see the pain in myself.
I'm not going to cry, you're going to cry.
Just hear Marcel
Marcel.
slowly dying on the inside.
It's okay, Marcel.
Marcel, you will be more sad if you don't have anyone to love. Because you killed them by going to our battlefield.
What the fuck, Huggy?
What
Just
the
so.
fuck?
I went from 0 to 10 real fucking quick. Jesus.
Where did that come from?
Oh, I'm just a bit emotional.
What's your choice, Huggy?
I want to do the smaller missions.
Okay, that would have been a really weird thing to say if you went, let's do the ruins.
Let's do the death trap.
Okay.
Let's make everybody
So-
sad because they're dead.
Yeah. So if you want to do small, how confident am I that you're not gonna immediately perish on contact?
And I'm also remembering we are still quite low level.
Yeah, I remember. I'm looking at.
I'm not saying you remember. I'm saying I'm also remembering.
Mm-hmm.
And also the rest of us remember.
Can't forget.
Don't forget, you do not have access to revival.
Exactly. And the idea of 1,000 gil right now is heresy to us. We small fry.
We are just little babies.
So what if we end up spending all our money on healing items ready to do this big death trap thing?
You could resell them. And only get half your money back.
And then we don't even find it.
That's such are. We didn't do anything to them. Do they expire?
They don't expire, but that is how their mercantile world works.
That's how they price out
Kind of.
resellers.
It's also to do with the fact that that is the standard rate. Because they don't know what you have and have not done to that thing since you purchased it.
Hmm.
This thing has... I have to remember things. Right. Okay. So.
Marcel is tired today.
Okay, so if you're doing smaller missions, I need a brain cell.
I have them right here if you want me to list out the 3 ones we were told about.
Don't worry, I got it. I got it. I so got it. Okay. Let me. Let's. So you are told of. You do notice one little thing that does crop up. And that is the mention of a small burrow to the south of the city. Is it south of the city? Let me check. It's to the... Yeah, no, not south, it's east, you fucking melt. To the east of the city, there is mention of a burrow containing some antlions that you may
So
be...
borrow to the south or east?
It's to the east, sorry.
East. Borrow to the east. Ant lions.
As there is
Do
mention...
you know what that is?
I can show you what that is. Sure. It's a type of antlion that you will be hunting. No, that's what I'm working on for... It is this. And at first you're like, ugh.
Much
Maybe.
more ant than lion.
Yes. But there is mention that the village is looking to acquire some sand pearls and would be willing to pay 1.5 times their market value for each of them. As they are a very important type of medicine to create... Basically, they grind down these sand pearls into a medicine called Desert Light, which acts as a cure for desert fever and common diseases.
Okay.
However, there is one problem that the villagers have had, in that each one of these things that they have had to deal with, they are quite accurate with their strikes, and they hit quite hard for most of the people there. Bearing in mind, for your context, most of the average citizens will be considered level 2 at highest, so about half your strength.
They're giving a hassle to those that are much weaker than us.
Yes, essentially, it is possible for you to take these on, but they are quite precise with their attacks. So you would have to be a little bit on the cautious side, but the way that their nest is spaced out, you should be able to take them on individually.
Okay. That sounds hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a go.
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Okay. And so, you leave the city after gathering some of your belongings.
And my one. Oh, can we maybe buy an extra high potion just in case?
They do not sell high potions. It is predominantly
Oh, not high
po-
potion.
potions and ethers.
Would
Just
definitely
the
like
pure
to buy some
potions.
ethers.
Hmm?
Let's buy some ethers.
They're very expensive.
Yeah, they are, aren't
Yeah.
they? Okay.
Maybe one each.
How much
So,
would the airship ticket?
One each for
1,000?
one each for every
Spellcaster.
person
Yeah.
who has spells.
Yeah.
I
For
did
me,
run out
Yeah.
of MP
Mugmug,
in the last encounter.
Marcel.
Okay. Then I will, with your consent, I shall adjust this on your sheet so you have one ether each, and then remove the
Yep.
funding from your sheet as appropriate.
Yep, that sounds perfectly reasonable.
Yep.
Okay?
Okay.
Five 5950. So you make your way out into the tundra, and you find this large cave in the ground. It is an antlion nest.
Okay.
Sorry, give me a second. I'm just updating sheets. And then one for Marcel.
Thank you.
Which is 5950. Add the item to your thing. And then bada bing, bada boom. Okay. And so you go. Are you going into this nest?
Yes. We will try and be stealthy.
You for a moment you believe that there are no antlions in here. As what you see are these very large dips in the sand. It's very big divots. With these two rather large branch-like prongs, almost in like a U shape poking out of the sand. What are you gonna do?
Two prongs. U-shape sticking out the sand. We came to fight them. Let's fight them.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Marcel's going to draw his rapier.
How are you gonna get it to come out the sand?
Um.
I'll ask the question that nobody's thought of yet.
Uh-oh.
Come out of the sand?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Would a wind spell clear the sand and force it to come out?
In theory.
Hmm. Just one, isn't it?
Yep.
So, let's try it. I'm going to cast Arrow.
You're not gonna use elemental orb and preserve your MP.
Well, do that, yeah. An orb of
You're welcome.
wind. Or, yeah, shut
So
up.
you blow out some of the sand, and I need a second to have your initiative ready, but do not say it at me yet because I will not write it down. I say this platonically, as I need to put this thing on the map. I need to transfer the
Green
map
dice has been nice
over.
to me. Green dice has been nice to me.
That's not reassuring.
Well, it's not that bad, actually.
Yeah, guys, it was nice to
These
meet you.
These aren't the correct numbers. No. Hold on, wait.
It's
Are
okay.
you suffering?
No, as in, I have not grabbed the correct tokens. These are the ones before your level up that I nearly didn't give you the correct ones, and you would have slaughtered me. So this isn't going to be the right map for you, because I have not created an underground one yet.
That's okay. Happy to
I'm not. Well, I should probably clarify. I'm not looking for reassurance on that. I'm just letting you know so nobody makes a comment on, "Hey, this doesn't look like a cave. It looks like grassland." And I'll be like, "Shut up, shut up! I didn't ask."
Oh my! What a grassy
Baby
cave.
grassy. The grassy
Oh.
cave.
So much grass in this
It could be
cave,
moss.
guys.
It's a grassy
Could be
cave.
moss.
It's a grave.
I'll fucking make it your grave in a minute.
No.
This is a platonic threat. Pop that
It's a
down.
mossy cave.
So this image is pretty big. Do you mean to? Yes. Place this on this layer. You fucking melt. Boom. There we go.
You fucking mouth.
It's like, oh, this is a pretty big image. Are you sure you want to put this on the right thing? And I'm like, yes. It's almost like most of my tokens. Most of my tokens, I make them at a base of 3K by 3K pixels because they save us like half a megabyte or something stupid like that. And I have enough space. Friggin'. You sure? Yes, I'm sure. My tokens are unnecessarily large. Anyway, that's settled. Assuming you guys want to see this thing's health bar, so I will do that. And boom.
Yep.
I'm going to basically give you guys the free purpose of, because there is a large number of these here, I will let you fight multiple of them, but you will not be able to cheese them.
Cheese them?
Yes. Basically, you can't just sit there and go,
Cheese.
yo,
Yeah, or cheese.
I see more prongs, therefore I'm going to attack the prongs with a high-powered spell from a distance.
Aww, but that's what I was gonna do.
Well, fuck you. Not while they're still buried in the sand. I will treat that as a non-visible target. Okay, right, so everything's there. Initiative scores. Start with Florian.
16.
16. Hugmug.
6.
6. Okay, I thought it was going to be a 2 or something.
No, but it still wasn't good.
Marcel.
25.
25. Fucking hell. Okay. Oh,
Or
fuck.
16.
I've got to roll for
plus
Mocha.
9.
Oh, fuck, I have to roll for Mocha. That's a 22.
Was that a bad thing?
Because I just remembered I have to roll for Mocha. That's not necessarily an inherently bad thing. I just went, oh shit, as I remembered, and went, oh, whoops. Scoria.
17.
17. Beautiful. Okay, so first person to act, nobody's surprise, is Marcel.
Woo! Okay. Martha's gonna move up to the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna roll to stab it. Spell combat. Rolling a. I rolled high for once. Hooray!
Wow.
Was 24 to hit.
24
With
hits.
Stabby.
Yep. So how much damage does that do?
That's 1d8. Let's see, I'll turn the light on. What's that? Only 2 on the dice, so that is 7 piercing damage. And let's just bring out the big guns. Going to use Fire 2.
So how much damage total, sorry?
7.
7. Okay.
Rolling a 17 on the dice again.
This is the water spell, I'm presuming?
I'm not using water spell.
Sorry, I... Blip.
Using a fire spell.
Fire spell.
Fire
right.
2.
Fire 2, okay, sorry.
That's a 17 on the
Just
dice.
break something out.
So- 26 to hit.
26 hits.
Dealing 28 fire damage.
28 fire damage. Okay. Remember to spend your MP.
Will do.
That is the end of your turn, yes?
Mhm.
Okay. His next person to act is Mocha. Boy. Right, I rolled absolute dog shit for you last time, so let's hopefully not roll like dog crap for you this time. Okay, she kept me for everything. Also, if I could ask the whole party to look at the chat briefly, just to confirm that you
Okay.
have seen what I have popped in.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Watch us, we only defeat one.
Okay.
Get our shit absolutely wrecked.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Don't say that.
We probably
Oh,
should have
bring
got
it
like
to
an
fruition.
emergency exit or something, shouldn't we? Probably should have tried to get like an emergency exit or something like that, shouldn't we?
That would have been a smart idea.
We can just
Right.
teleport to a different plane. It's fine.
Plane shift yourself into
But
like.
only one.
Straight into the hells.
It's like, it's
Yeah,
fine.
we don't. It's okay, guys. I'll get us out of this. To hell.
Okay, so Mocha strides on up with her battle fork in both hands, proceeds to stab the antlion, rolling a 25 to hit, doing 8 damage. The lowest possible roll you could have made. Oof. Okay, and that's the end of Mocha's turn. She only has one action. Which means it is the cave antlion.
Give it that reaction.
Banana.
Both Marcel and Mocha need to make me a DC 19 con save. I'll give you the DC for this.
Is it rolling to hit as well?
No, it's just as it sprays you both with venom.
Okay.
Damn, that was fucking close.
I purposefully angled it that way. I was going to angle it further down, but I thought I'd be a bit fucking mean. Okay, so Mocha succeeds.
It was on the DC.
Are you?
19.
Okay, you succeed.
Okay. I thought that was a fail.
No. Okay, so you take 7 points of non-elemental damage.
Both of us?
Yes.
Alright.
That's already halved.
Ouch. I'm gonna hit my heart.
Oh.
And that is the end of its turn, meaning Scoria, you are next.
Oh boy.
So remove the code. Yeah. Sorry.
A jump.
Boing. Your DC. I should have really figured this out beforehand. I genuinely thought you guys were gonna just throw yourself straight into the death trap. I'm not gonna lie.
Haha, always expect the unexpected.
You right.
I wanted to.
You wanted to, but you would be terrified of your terrible rolls.
But you've been really fucking good so far, just despite me.
Exactly!
To think. I should also let you know that you can't go back on that decision now.
Mm-hmm. I had guessed.
So, you jump. What do you roll in your acrobatics check?
A
Sorry.
31 total.
31. So you have a +5 to hit, because it's a base 1, so you succeeded it by 20. So that's 5. Yeah, so it's +5 to hit, and then an additional 5d8 damage.
Okay, so it's a 25 to hit,
That hits.
so additional 5d8, 1d12, plus modifier. 40 piercing.
You also like to move your token up to make sure that you are in range. There we go. Okay.
Boy.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Meaning next person to act is Florian.
Um, no one is too. Oh wow, it's almost dead. It's quick.
Well, yeah. I mean, it has no resistances to your main damage types, from what you know so far. So
and no one's really that hurt. So,
I'm taking a little bit of damage, but okay.
Yeah.
would you like a little bit of healing?
little bitch.
Maybe not waste the MP.
Oh,
That's what I thought.
Oh, actually no.
Um,
I just like collecting people. It's my worst character trait.
I'm not sure how Royal Road works.
DM.
Royal Woad. Royal Woad.
Royal Woad.
Fuck off.
Royal Road.
Okay, so. Oh shit, yeah. Guys, make sure to refill your ability uses if you've not used them all, because you've had a rest since then.
oh, yes, I think.
Oh, right.
So with Royal Road, when you use a bonus action to draw a card, you can take the card that you pull and use a free action to basically turn it into a boost for the next card you draw. And depending on what card you pull, will change what the empowerment is.
That not so it converts card. Does the card's ability not happen then?
No. So, say for example you pull the arrow. If you were to use Royal Road to make it an empowerment, the next draw that you pull will last for twice as long.
But the arrow one doesn't
No.
happen.
The arrow itself would not occur because it's been turned into an empowerment.
Okay.
Sorry, I know draw. I know
So
that
can
draw. I know draw can be a little chaotic.
Can I decide whether to use Royal Road after I roll?
Yeah, you would choose to use it after you pull the card because otherwise you wouldn't know what empowerment
If I'm
you're
like,
pulling.
that's a bit shit.
Yeah, it would make Royal Road a kind of useless ability. So yeah, you can use it after you know what the card is.
Okay, let's give that a go. I will do a draw then. 1 second, let me get my D8. Seven. The horseshoe. Target gains +1 on saving throws. Who wants that shit? It seems to be con a lot. Which of our frontliners have shit con?
Oh, the horseshoe will apply to all saves, not just one specific save type.
Yeah, but like...
Oh, right, yeah, no, I get you.
Well, I have a +2 to con on saves.
Do you like another one?
Yes. I was going to attempt to poison me again, and absolutely.
Yeah, Moga has twice your, Moga has a +4.
Okay. So, where's my pen on? There it is.
Wait, hold on. does she
Marcel
have-
gets a draw. Gets a horseshoe
Okay.
for your horse.
Okay.
And that was my bonus action.
So it'll be modifier.
And then
Modifier 1. 1. Okay.
Star Globe. That's true. I don't want to spend too much MP. I will. Where is
It'll be
Is that
under your natural
in-
weapons.
natural weapon? My claws and my Star Globe. Wow, it's got big reach.
Yeah.
It does
has
not do much
the-
damage.
I mean, to be fair,
It is
Right.
free, so
yeah,
that's fair.
it's supposed to be on par with most cantrips.
Cantrips, right.
Yeah.
How far away am I? Perfect. I will star globe this hit.
Roll the hit.
Roll the hit. Big number. 21.
That hits.
Yippee! And now a D4. One. +3 if 4 ice damage.
Okay. 4 ice damage. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. Hugmug, would you like to go next? Because it's Xavier, you, and then Mason, but I'll let you jump in. Since I've done Mocha's turn.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
Yippee. Okay, so I'm gonna cast Mog,
Okay.
so everyone can get Mog.
Hell yeah.
You're welcome. Yippee. And then,
If I'm correct.
sorry?
Sorry, I'm thinking loud. My bad.
Okay.
So that's your action.
Yeah.
What are you doing next?
Uh,
You got a bonus
do I
action.
have- Yeah. Wait, I have a thing.
Mhm.
So I can use. So I'm just figuring out what Emerald Ward is.
Okay, so what Emerald Ward does is when you cast an an enhancing spell, so like, Mog,
Uh-huh.
which just double check that is actually an enhancing spell. Yeah, so it's an enhancing spell. So you can use a bonus action after casting that to give yourself a bonus to spell saves and AC. And because Mog is a first level spell, it will give you a +1 to AC and spell saves.
For
That will
what's my
last
charisma modifier?
for 4 rounds.
Oh. Okay. How dead is it looking? Oh, actually, it's looking pretty dead.
You do have the opportunity to fight more than one, so you're more than welcome to pop these buffs up.
That would be very useful.
It's up to you.
Wait. So put which buff? You want me to just buff people instead?
Yeah, buff yourself.
I can do
Buff
that.
yourselves up. Buff yourself up. Basically, don't be afraid to
Yeah.
use up your resources for the day.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
once you've exhausted your basically supplies on killing as many of these things as you can, you will then wrap up after that and get the rewards at the end.
Okay. Sounds reasonable.
Okay.
If you die, Lupus has laughing rights.
I mean, I'll laugh regardless, but
Great.
I doubt you'll die.
I'm
It'll be quite fun if we die on the
gonna.
easy mission that we've taken as opposed to as the safe option.
Well, I don't actually have any more. I don't. Okay, I'll use the bonus action. Emerald. I've already forgotten what it's called. Emerald Ward on myself.
Okay, so if you want to pop that
I
into
will
your
tick the box.
yeah, if you want to pop that into your the buff and debuff thing.
Yes.
It's literally just Emerald Ward with a modifier of 1. And so that is the end of your turn.
1. Yay! Yep.
Okay, meaning next person to act. Assuming you don't want to use your movement up, Hugmug. Before I move on.
Well, it doesn't really matter because I. Actually, okay, no. Let me actually use movement.
Because I will likely
Actually.
pop down the next one roughly in the position where the current one is.
Oh, okay. We don't actually move up. Okay. Go. Let's go here. Let me just check that was. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. I'm done.
Okie dokie. So, next person to act will be Xavier, who decides, rather than using up his magic like he did last time, he gets out his axe. Moves up. Yep. And rolls to hit. Rolling a 13 and unfortunately missing.
Oh dear.
As he swings down to try and hit the antlion, and the blade of his great axe bounces off this thing's horns. Meaning Mason is the last one to act, who is going to. He's got 40 feet of movement speed, so he.
Go get him, cowboy.
Move. 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 Anyway, rolling a 24 to hit. The hits as he gets both hands on the weapon, swings it down,
Finish it.
and does 17 points of slashing damage.
That's gotta be it, right?
It continues to live.
Oh.
We loop around to the next round of combat. Marcel.
Ooh, that may not actually get it. That is a 16 to hit.
That misses.
Damn. And I didn't say I was doing spell combat, so.
Nope. So unless you have an offhand weapon, or I don't know, your hands to claw up the fuck.
Yeah, the weapon is.
Because I forget if you have claws or not.
Of course. I do. That's even worse. That's the end of my turn.
You're not going to even announce what you rolled?
Oh, yeah, I rolled 1 point less than last time, 15.
Okay, there we
That's
go.
even worse than last
Thank
time.
you.
That will be enough.
Mocha's next. She attempts to hit. Rolling an 11. That's a 2 on the dice. Missing
Bloody
it.
hell. Oh, we're gonna get hit again now.
Fucking hell. Okay.
At least it's got options
Oh, no.
this time, it's not just me. No offense to you guys or anything.
Oh, thanks.
Who else wants to take a hit?
Of its immediate targets, it perceives Scoria as its biggest threat. And it, instead of trying to spray poison over you, it decides to attack you with its pincers.
Oh.
Does a 27 hit?
Yeah.
These things hit hard, but they are not durable in the slightest. Okay, so you take 15 points of piercing damage.
Owie, my ankle.
And that is the end of its turn. Next person to act is Gloria.
I'm
Story
scared,
letter.
don't jump.
You jump, okay. What's your acrobatics check?
38.
38. Okay, so that's a plus 6 to hit.
Oh,
Yeah, plus 6 to hit, 68 damage.
Oh
Is that a nat 1? Please tell me that's not a nat 1.
no! It's a nat one.
Percentile dice, does this end up hitting somebody? The answer is yes. It does end up hitting someone else.
Please hit me, because I can deflect.
It's only capable of hitting 2 targets that are adjacent.
Which would be...
The
Which
would be Xavier and Mason.
Oh.
Oh, Mocha.
Because Mocha is behind Scoria.
Oh, that's true. Oh
And who does it hit?
Xavier.
David can
no!
take the hit.
Oh.
Okay, so roll your what's your roll?
Congratulations, you misfired.
What is your
Oh,
total
you
roll
take
to
the
hit, please?
Good point.
It's a nat
13.
13. That's on his AC, which means it's a hit.
Ah.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
So what is your total damage?
Just the guy wasn't. It was. It's 42.
42. Okay, that's 2/3 of his health gone. Bonk.
I'm so sorry.
Healing. So you watch as Scoria flaps her wings, raises upwards, and gets it. Unfortunately, with her takeoff, ends up getting sand in her eyes because of the
I would have appreciated being bapped and just suddenly being bapped into.
just fall into its pinnacles like, lucky fall into your arms, my love.
No, that's not. Oh come! That's not what I meant.
Just falls onto the pincers and gets like
I'm gonna
bisected.
Get bapped into Xavier.
Yeah, so I'm picturing what happens is as you flap your wings to fly up and puncture this thing, you end up sweeping up a lot of the loose sand that this thing inhabits, and it ends up blocking your view as you soar down onto it, and you end up hitting Xavier instead.
Fuck, I'm so sorry. Shit.
And he just looks at you like, oh, that hurt a little bit. Florian,
You okay?
I am fine.
Oh, he's
I
lagging.
will heal you.
It's my time to shine.
He's just
okay?
like bleeding out from his
It's
leg.
it's
It's
your
fine.
turn to hit Xavier.
It's my time to hit Xavier. Heck yeah.
Just fucking runs up and like rolls an empty-handed hit to slap deer butt.
Just
The clap resounds throughout the cave.
Damn, those cheeks.
I'm casting Cure 2 and I'm gonna mog it.
Okay.
Does that increase like the bonus?
Do you have a bonus to your Cure 2? Yes, it does. If you click Mog, it will double the modifier for it, yeah. So it'll be 3d6 plus 14 rather than 3d6 plus 7. So I will remove
I'm
your
gonna
Mog.
grab my 3d6s. Here they are. And here they go. Ah. Oh, come on. Okay, fine. I was like 1, 2,
1, 2.
and then 6.
Okay.
that's fine.
I was gonna say that 1, 1, 1. I've gotten that before.
9 plus 14 is
23.
23, which is almost half the damage.
Yeah. Hey, don't diss the
23.
heals, man. Okay, so yeah, he gets 23 hit points back.
And then I go, just big sigh.
Fair. Is that the end of your turn?
How many draws can I do?
I think it's
Maximum is
6? 7.
I have 7 now.
So you have 6 more left because you used it
Mm.
once. Up to you.
How long does it last? Wisdom modifier rounds.
Which is 4 rounds. 3 rounds, sorry. I think I'm
3 rounds.
Which means...
It was 2 rounds last level.
True.
Always look on the bright side.
Exactly.
I will just do big sigh as my bonus action.
Okay. Huckmug.
Super effective.
Hello.
Hi.
What am I doing? Sorry.
It's your turn.
Help.
What?
Oh,
End
I'm
it.
You're turning
I'm
Kick its ass.
I'm stabbing it. Is what I'm doing.
Xavier's ass.
What?
Leave the deer alone.
Hey, just
Didn't
because
roll
that
off.
man's got a great ass. Anyway.
It's a joke because I rolled a nat 1 and I ended up hitting Xavier.
Oh.
So-
Oh. Yes. I
Huckmug.
see.
Are you attempting to strike the antlion?
Yes.
Roll to
It's
hit.
so close to the death.
Yeah. Also, you know what's kind of funny? Now I'm thinking about it.
24.
That hits.
Yeah! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it!
Woo! Right, now let me do my very minimal damage. Oh dear. Oh god. Right. Whoopsies. 7?
So you get you move you run up, get that swing and slam it down. You hear this almost oddly satisfying crunch noise, like the same way as when you bite into like a nut, like a really good chocolate ice cream, like the where they got like the chocolate shell on the outside and that cracks.
Oh yeah.
Kind of crack, as it basically just flops onto the ground, defeated.
Woo!
Woohoo!
And I shall have to wrap up the session there, as we
Oh,
have gone over just a little bit.
Oh,
But
dear.
next session we shall continue with this cave plundering, and you will find out.
That's how you know it's a good session, when you run out of time and you don't realise.
So next session we shall continue your escapade.
I'm gonna shit
See you in the
kebab.
next
So
one.
many antlions.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye!